I'm 68 years old. I spent 20 years building luxury homes, and after that I became an owner-operator hauling specialized oversized equipment cross-country. Then I tried to launch a nonprofit for 2 years. Every single one of those businesses is gone. And now I'm here starting completely over on YouTube. If you're in your 50s or 60s or beyond and you think it's too late, I need to tell you what nobody else will. Let me give you the timeline because the details kind of matter. For over 20 years, I was a luxury building contractor, custom homes, high-end clients. I was good at it. I made real money. That was my identity. Then I pivoted to trucking, became an owner-operator with a custom truck, hauling big oversized equipment cross-country, and it was specialized work, good margins until I needed some surgery. I had to sell the truck to help pay for that. Then I tried to help others and spent 2 years building a nonprofit, poured everything into it, couldn't get funded properly. And that one hurt the most because it wasn't even about money anymore. Now I'm 68, sitting in front of a camera, trying to build something on YouTube. And if you told me 5 years ago this is where I'd be, I would have laughed at you. Here's what I wish someone had told me when I was 50, before all of this happened. First, your identity isn't your business. When I lost the contracting business, I lost myself. When I sold the truck, I felt like a failure. When I couldn't get the nonprofit funded, I questioned everything. But here's the truth. I'm not a contractor. I'm not a trucker. I'm not a nonprofit founder. I'm someone who builds things. That still transfers. Your core skill, whatever it is, that transfers too. Second, the market doesn't care about your timeline. I needed surgery. I need to get this taken care of. The nonprofit, I needed the funding. The donors didn't care. You can do everything right and still lose because of timing. That's not failure. That's reality. Starting over at 68 means I finally understand that external circumstances don't define internal worth. Third, younger isn't better. Different isn't better. Look at my YouTube analytics. I've got 18 to 34-year-olds watching a 68-year-old man talk about working retail and making mistakes. Why? Because authenticity beats youth. Experience beats energy. They can get hype from a 25-year-old. They can't get 50 years of business lessons from anyone but someone who lived it. Fourth, small, consistent beats big, perfect. I tried to build the perfect nonprofit. 2 years, couldn't sustain it. Now I'm making YouTubes in my home office. Guess which one is actually working? The imperfect thing I do consistently beats the perfect thing I can't maintain. Fifth, it's not too late, but it is different. I'm not going to hit 1 million subscribers, probably not going to make 6 figures from YouTube, but I can build something meaningful. I can connect with people going through the same thing. I can document this journey honestly. That's enough. At 68, enough is actually more valuable than everything. Let me be honest about what starting over at 68 actually looks like, because probably nobody else is going to tell you this. The loneliness is real. Your friends from your contractor days, they're retired. They're playing golf. Your buddies from trucking, they're still on the road or they got out of it altogether. The nonprofit world, they moved on when the funding dried up. YouTube is lonely. Building in public is lonely, but it is also honest. The doubt never stops. Every video I publish, I think, who wants to hear from a 68-year-old? Every time I check the views and see single digits, I question everything. That voice that says you're too old doesn't go away. You just have to publish anyway. The comparison trap is vicious. I see 25-year-olds hitting 100,000 subscribers in 6 months. I see people younger than my kids making more in a month than I made in a year of trucking. The algorithm doesn't care about my 50 years of experience. It cares about watch time and click-through rate. That's humbling. But here's what's also true. I've survived closing down 3 businesses. I've rebuilt before. I know how to work when nobody's watching. I know how to stay consistent when results don't come. Those 50 years, they didn't disappear. They're the foundation for whatever's coming next. So starting over at 68 isn't starting from zero. It's starting from experience. So what am I building here on YouTube? I'm documenting the real journey of starting over at 68, not the highlight reel, not the success story with a bow tie on it. The actual process, the retail job at 68, the job applications that go nowhere, the videos that get 12 views, the small wins that feel massive. I'm creating content for people who feel invisible. If you're over 50 and you feel like the world moved on without you, I see you. If you're rebuilding after a business failure, I'm right there with you. If you're trying to figure out what's next when next wasn't supposed to be necessary, this channel's for us. And here's what I'm learning. YouTube isn't my last business. It's my first honest one. The contracting business was about impressing clients. The trucking business was about moving freight. The nonprofit was about helping others. This is about showing up as myself with no filter and seeing if that's enough. So far, 1,350 people think it is. That's 1,350 more than I expected. If you're starting over at 50, 60, 68, or any age, drop a comment and tell me your story. What business did you lose? What are you rebuilding? What does starting over actually look like for you? Because here's the thing, we're not too old. We're just getting started in a different way. Starting over at 50, 60, or beyond isn't the end. It's a different kind of beginning. What's your starting over story? I'm Mark. I'm 68, and I'm not done yet.